You stay here.
In my office at 11 tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Now.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld! I killed my father, I killed my mother, I killed my wife!
Okay, good afternoon, filmmakers. Hope we're doing well today and full of lots of ideas. Today we're going to have a sneak peek behind the scenes of an award-winning acting school based in the northwest of England, where I come from. It's called Marble Management and Acting Academy. It's established and tutored by the award-winning Christian le Fuevre. Have you ever wondered what makes an actor a good actor? What is it that they actually tap into? What's the difference between a trained actor and somebody who's tapping into a likewise situation that they've experienced in their lives? What techniques do acting teachers employ to teach their students? Keep watching and we'll answer all of these questions for you.
Hi, I'm Christian le Fuevre. I'm the founder and tutor here at Marble Academy for Drama. I founded this in 2020, just before lockdown. So I've been here for, well, since 2020, just before lockdown. Then obviously it closed during lockdown, then reopened again because we're educational, and then obviously reopened fully after lockdown was lifted completely. And my goal is to get the students to where they want to be in their career, not where I want to be. I'll give them all the tools they need. What they do with it is down to them, but I will give them everything they need to succeed in their career.
After the talk, the students are well rested and they've recovered from the journey to Marble and they're eager to begin. Christian will then outline his methodology for the evening.
What we're going to be doing is I'm going to split it into pairs. We're going to do a scene so they can catch what you like when you do stuff, and me sort of tutoring, because that's basically what this is all about, how I tutor you and whatnot. So I'll give you the scene to do. I'll jump in and direct and whatnot, and if I see you making mistakes, I'll sort of tutor you while we're doing this, and he's going to ask each.
Okay, so here Christian outlines the character and what the character's feeling, key information that the director and the script would relay to the actor in order for him to pull off the performance.
In despair, he doesn't start off, you don't believe me, I could, you don't believe I could cause my life into. He's not despair at the top. It's like, you don't believe I could, and all that. She's like, whatever. And then he grows more and more frustrated the more she just brushes him off. So, never start. Don't think. I know he's going, like I've always said, you start at the end so you know what's going to happen, but never, when you know the emotion is despair and frustration and he's getting so fed up of her not believing, or don't try and find that emotion. Yeah, let the character bring it. Let the words of the character bring out that emotion, and you'll find it far more powerful than if you're actually struggling. I've got to be more frustrated. I've got to be more angry. Doesn't work that way. It works the other way. That's where so many actors get it wrong. They always think that trying to find I've got to find the emotion to match the words. It's never that way. It's always the other way around. Right, have a read through, see what you think. Right, okay, what's your direction? Right, so interrupting. Again, this is what I said to you the other day about reading.
So the students will now begin a walkthrough of the script and characters to become familiar with the situation and the emotional content of the scene.
You don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you? Oh. Now please, listen to me.
Okay, yeah.
I know it wasn't just my wife. It was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them.
Okay, this is more, he's explaining something that's happened. So it's more of a recall rather than a list.
Right, okay.
You're remembering what you've done.
Right.
And you're explaining to him what you've done.
Okay.
It'd be more like, you don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you?
Mr. Moore.
No, listen to me. I know now it wasn't just my wife. was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. It's true. I made that school burn. I killed my mother. I killed my father. Even my nurse. I made it happen. I made it happen. You don't believe me. So you're recalling something that you've done, and because this is the despair of. I can't remember if he says it in this. I think he does at the end.
You don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you?
Mr. Waller.
Now, please, listen to me. I know it wasn't just my wife. It was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. It's true. I made that school burn. I killed my mother. I killed my father. Even my nurse. I made it happen. I made it happen. You don't believe me.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. And we'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills.
Okay. Lower the anger to more and bring in more desperation.
Okay.
Okay? Because you're not angry. Well, you are. You're angry that he's not believing you, but you're not. But it's more.
Okay.
But I'll give you pills. I don't want your damn pills. I want you to help me, for God's sake. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? That kind of frustration's in your thing. Yeah?
Okay. Just go from the lamp of fire.
I believe. What from my belief?
I believe, yeah.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. We'll meet in my office tomorrow, and it'll.
I don't want your pills, and I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow. For God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
Okay, right, slow that down a bit. Okay? Again, you're rushing. This is really frustrating. And that bit at the end, it's not a joke, but it's almost, he's treating it like a joke. I'll give you some pills. Not a damn headache.
Yeah.
It's like you coming in one Monday night and saying, "Oh, I've just had my arm ripped off." Well, I'll give you a fucking aspirin. It's like, what's that going to do? Do you know what I mean? It's not a damn headache. So there's that again. There's that killer frustration of she's put. Or it says the word condescended. You're being condescended to. He's palming you off with a couple of pills. Fucking hang on a minute. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death? Do you know what I mean? It's like, make the power in it, make the power rather than the anger of the frustration that he's feeling, that he's not taking you seriously.
Right. Okay.
Okay, go from I believe, which might be useful.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. Okay, we'll talk about this tomorrow.
I don't want your pills. I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm going. Okay, I'll see you in my office tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
No, you stay here.
No, tomorrow at 11.
No. Not tomorrow. Now.
Okay, right, stop. Good, better. Okay. I've always stipulated we have the worst titled career in the world because we're called actors. And the one thing we should never do is act. We should be the character, never act. If you're acting, it's fake. It's an act. There's the proof is in the bloody word. You're acting. No, be the character, be real, be believable. Because if you're not, you'll lose the audience. They won't be interested. If you're believable and real, they'll want to know more. They'll want to follow your story.
Now with the other character, Christian will begin to explain what the character needs to portray, where his reactions and demeanour are coming from.
I'm trying to act like I don't care and all that. Just don't care. Yeah? So when you say...
I don't know much about. Is he does a psychiatrist not care? Is he concerned? Because I feel like...
No, it's...
I don't know anything.
Okay, for the sake of the story and for the thing of the film, Mauler's gone to visit, and he's, you know, in the film there's flashbacks of all the things he's done, and the psychiatrist has seen him over and over again, and doesn't believe, you know, who.
Has he just shown up at the house or something?
No, he's been invited round by
Oh,
Mauler. But who would believe that this guy could kill people just by thinking about it? I mean, you know, it seems a bit,
Yeah.
you know, weird.
I guess has he been like normal up until this point? So it's kind of like
Yeah, up to this point, all he's ever done is gone to the office and explained what's happened. So Zonfeld has got to a point where this guy's, you know, I'll give you something to sleep because you're off asleep, you know, and we'll talk about it in the morning, you know. And it's like, but because it's crazy, nobody can do it. So, turning up at his house, having been invited to his house, he's still. I'll go around there and I'll placate him and I'll say, look, it's okay.
you know, like
It's a thing. But until when Mauler says now and does that, you know, thing, that, and the in the film it's brilliantly done, because what Lee Remick, who played Zonfeld, the way that the director cut the film and everything, and the way that the camera worked and everything, is when the plane's going down, you see cuts to the plane and all this going down, and then you see cuts to Mauler just staring. But every time it cut to Zonfeld, you just saw that. And the horror in her eyes is just amazing acting. It's just...
Now that the first actors have had their attempt at portraying the characters, the other two will have their attempt. They'll benefit because they've had the opportunity to witness the parts being played by the other actors, and they'll know exactly what actions, what mannerisms, etc., are correct and desirable.
I killed my father, even my nurse. I made it happen. I made it happen. You don't believe me.
Okay, change that up a bit. As the character, think about what you've done. You've killed your mother. You've killed your father. You've made a whole school burn to the ground, killing one of the teachers and a load of children. Do you know what I mean? That's big. Make it big.
You don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you?
Oh,
Now, please, listen to me. I know it wasn't just my wife. It was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. It's true, I made that school burn. I killed my mother. I killed my father. Even my nurse. I made it happen. Made it happen. You don't believe me.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight, and we'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills, and I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
Okay, again, what
Yeah.
you do, you're rushing through it. Yeah. What comes after I killed my mother?
No, I killed my wife.
No. What comes after I killed my mother?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's
Feels like he's getting frantic though.
yes. But what have I said before about frantic?
And now, the mighty Christian le Fuevre shows how it's done.
Doesn't need to be wrong.
You're not listening. You're not. But pace it out. You're not believing me. I killed my father. Make a point. You know, I mean, I've done this before. And on stage, I went, I killed my mother. I killed my father. Almost like making a point. You know, what the hell am I? How can I will death? You're asking questions. You're not. What you're doing is you're reciting something that you're reading. You're not asking questions. For God's sake, Zonfeld. What am I? How can I will death? I don't get it. You know, it's like, first of all, will you just want to grab and just go, listen to me. You know, believe what I'm saying to you. You know, but he's not. It's like, well, I'll just, give you something to sleep tomorrow. Oh my God, I don't want your pills. I killed my father. I killed my mother. It's not some damn headache. What am I? How about will death? You know, the frustration is bringing out the emotion in him.
Yeah.
Yeah?
See, this guy, he doesn't win awards for nothing. And he's actually refraining from performing a part by himself because he wants to see what the other students come out with. And he knows what he wants.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep.
And again with you, right? You're... Okay, this... I'm not believing it. You're placating it. Do you know what placating means?
No.
No, okay. Placating means you're just... It's all right, dear. You'll be fine. That kind of thing, okay? I'll give you some pills tomorrow, right?
Okay.
So you're almost... You're brushing off what he's saying by saying, no, you're mad. You don't know what you're talking about. Let me just go... I'll you know... Look, it might be useful if I give you something to help you sleep tonight, you know, because you know, rather than just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, try again.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to sleep tonight, and we'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills, and I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? For God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm
Okay,
going.
much better. Yeah. No, but you understand, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more insight to the character. So he's going to give a brief history of the character, which gives the actors more detailed information of how the character's motives and feelings have came to be.
Plane's crash.
Yeah.
Is that more out of a desperation to get him to realise he's not faking it, or out of anger that he's not believing him?
What do you think? You're the character. What do you think?
I think it's out of desperation. Because like he didn't want to kill like all the innocent people that he killed. But it happened kind of like in a sense because he wouldn't have intended to kill all the children in the school. He was just angry with.
The problem with me picking out this scene is you don't know the rest of them because you haven't seen the rest of the movie. You have, so you've got an advantage.
I was gonna say this scene's interesting because what I was gonna like this is all coming back to me because I watched a few months ago, so I kind of forgot, but I'm remembering now. Like the scene with his wife that we did the first few weeks of when I joined. I think this scene, obviously, it comes after it. Reading this would help redo that because I think it shows, first of all, his relationship with his wife because he's in this scene and in most of every time he speaks about the powers, he's like implying that he doesn't want them. Like he doesn't know why it's happening and he doesn't really like them. But the only time that he does want it to happen and the only time he does like it is when he can kill his wife. And I think that will help if we we redid that scene right after this. It would help with your analysis of it because you can that shows you how much he hates his wife and the relationship and the way that made him feel because the whole time he's trying to cast it out.
But if you remember the film, he's used it to his benefit a couple of more than once.
Yeah,
because he did on the judge, didn't he? Because the judge condemned his client, so he used that look on the judge to kill the judge. And the wife was far less because he didn't really give a shit about it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So
there's a few times where he likes it, but also he's in the grand scheme. He's like rather not. He's quite like
he knows he's got it. He just doesn't know why, and like he says later, why it's always destructive.
Yeah.
You know, why can't I do so? You know, why I've got these powers? Why can't they be for good? Why?
But you don't believe I caused my wife's death, do you? No, please listen to me. I know now it wasn't just my wife, it was all of them. I made them happen, Copley, the children. No, I've read that wrong. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. It's true. I made that school burn. I killed my mother. I killed my father, even my nurse. I made it happen. I made it happen. You don't believe me?
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. And we'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills. I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld. I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm going. I'll see you in my
No, you stay here.
No, tomorrow.
No, not
at 11.
tomorrow. Now.
Okay, stop. Right. Why is he now saying the words, "It's true, I made that school burn," even though he's just said, "I made that school burn"?
Because it looks like he doesn't believe.
There you are. So react to his look. So that could be a long pause. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. I made that school burn. You know, it's like he's sort of there going, you know, or you know, however he's looking, you know, with not believing. You know,
Well, how can I will death?
I'm going. I'll see you in my office at 11 o'clock.
No, you stay here.
No, tomorrow at 11.
No, not tomorrow. Now.
okay, right. What's after the word tomorrow? In that last one that you did, what's after? No.
I don't want to be condescended to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me?
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed...
Okay, slow. Right, slow yourself down there. It's tomorrow?
Yeah.
For God's sake, it's a new sentence. Okay? Go. Please,
Please.
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father, I killed my mother, I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
Again, slow it down. You're racing through the words too much. Okay? I killed my father, I killed my mother, I killed my wife.
Yeah.
It's not just some damn headache. What am I? You know, pace it out a bit more.
Yes.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father, I killed my mother, I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm going. I'll see you in my office at 11 o'clock.
No, you stay here.
No, tomorrow at 11.
No, not tomorrow. Now.
Okay. Right. Okay. So sit down now. Right. Again, slightly rational, that business. Understand the points of what he's trying to put across. Yes, he meant to do it. He meant to kill his mother and father, but it's like, no, I killed my mother, I killed my father, I killed my wife. What is this? You know, who they were is irrelevant. It's the fact that he killed them. That's what. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Right. This is the most powerful thing that he's saying now. So,
Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
okay, again, you're not remembering the direction line from above. You're exhausted and desperate.
Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
Okay, again, there's a lot of dots in between Zonfeld.
Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
Okay, what one-word emotion would you put on that sentence? What is he doing?
He's asking me.
It's a plea. Yeah, it's a plea for help. So that's got to come from way down here. It's got, it's more like, blah blah blah. He's just heard on the news how many people he's killed and all that business, just to prove a point to her. Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
What I don't understand is, why is it always destructive?
No,
Not why.
you wouldn't inflict on that. Why? Do it again.
What I don't understand is, why is it always destructive? Sometimes,
Okay. Do it again.
what I don't understand is, why is it always destructive?
Right. So you're slightly inflecting on the word destructive, which is correct.
Okay.
Because that's the point. Why isn't it for
That's
good?
his point that he's trying to make.
Why isn't it for good? Why is it always destructive? Do you see what I mean?
and you weren't thinking, you won't need to inflect on why, because he's already
He's already
asking the question.
well, it's already the point of the sentence.
Yeah.
So carry on.
What I don't understand is, why is it always destructive?
So after all the performance, after all the sweat, blood and tears, the students will now settle down and give their final performance for the evening.
You don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you?
Oh, Mr. Moore.
Please, listen to me. I know now it wasn't just my wife, it was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. It's true, I made the school burn. I did it, I made the school burn. I killed my mother, I killed my father, even my nurse. I made it happen, I made it happen.
I believe
You
it
don't
might,
believe me.
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. We'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills. I don't want to be condensed to like some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. You still don't believe me.
Please. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for God's sake, Zonfeld. I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not just some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm going. I'll see you in my office tomorrow.
No, you stay here.
No, tomorrow at 11.
No, not tomorrow. Now.
Plane crash. Mother!
What I don't understand is why is it always so destructive? Sometimes when I'm alone at night, I thought I created all the world's disasters. But it's not true. We're all the devil's children. We find what powers the sun and we make bombs of it. We create wealth and we become obsessed with greed. We achieve power and we go mad. We always destroy. Why, Zonfeld? Why? Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad. You don't believe I could cause my wife's death, do you?
Oh, Mr. Moore.
Now, please listen to me. I know now it wasn't just my wife. It was all of them. I made them happen. Copley, the children, all of them. I made them happen. I did it. I made that school burn. It's true. I made that school burn. I killed my mother. Killed my father. Even my nurse. I made it happen. I made it happen. You don't believe me?
I believe it might be useful if I gave you something to help you sleep tonight. And we'll meet in my office tomorrow.
I don't want your pills. I don't want to be condescended to like I'm some moron. I tell you, Zonfeld, I made it happen. I commanded it to happen. Still don't believe me.
Please, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? For God's sake, Zonfeld, I killed my father. I killed my mother. I killed my wife. It's not some damn headache. What am I? How can I will death?
I'm going. I'll see you in my office at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
You stay here.
No. In my office at 11 tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Now. What I don't understand is why is it always destructive? Sometimes, when I'm alone at night, I think I created all the world's disasters. But it's not true. We're all the devil's children. We figure out what powers the sun, and we make bombs out of it. We create wealth, and we become obsessed with greed. We achieve power, and we go mad. Why, Zonfeld? Why?
Okay, end of newsflash.
Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
The breakdown. Okay, so this is the reflection period. Christian then tells the students what they lack and what they're good at, giving them absolutely fantastic pointers on how to improve their performances.
You're reciting words. You're not talking.
Yeah.
There's no talk. There's no conversation. What all you're doing is you're oh, there's words in front of me. I better say them. It's not meaning anything. Okay, you need to work on this because this is your major downfall. And I've seen you do better than this, so I don't know where your head's at, but you need to put it on stuff because because if you put in a self if that was going to be a self tape and you set that off the thing, you'd never get to a job because they'd be like, what the fuck's he saying? I don't get it, because there's nothing behind it. There's no genuinity behind what you're saying at all because you don't mean what you're saying because you're the actor reading words out. You're not Mauler, who's gone through all this and is exhausted with it all. And it's like, and he's just caused a huge jumbo jet to crash. What I don't understand is, why is it always destructive? Sometimes when I'm alone at night, I thought I created all the world's disasters, but it's not true. We're all the devil's children. We find what powers the sun, and we make bombs of it. We get obsessed with wealth, and we get obsessed with greed. We achieve power and we go mad. Why, Zonfeld? Why? I don't know. Help me, Zonfeld, before I go mad.
Bearing in mind that you have to perform in front of strangers, you have to learn how to perform, and you're not going to be good in the beginning. What was your biggest fear? What did you have to overcome to start acting classes?
I think it was just overcoming the fear. It was the confidence in not caring what anyone thought. I was always so thinking, oh, what's everyone going to think? I think you just have to let down all the walls that you built up. However old you are, you always have a certain image of who you are. But I think when you're learning to act, you just have to go back to the basics and you're not yourself, you're the character. So I think just remembering that you're not Taro, you, whoever you are, becoming the character.
Can you remember any time in any of the classes where you made a major breakthrough, and what triggered it?
Definitely. One of my first few, a lot of the times it happened, but one of the most evident ones to me was one of my first few weeks. We were doing a scene from the film the Medusa Touch, which we were doing today, and looking into script analysis and character analysis and how inflection on certain words will make certain scenes so much more powerful and certain lines so much more powerful. And it was a way that I'd never looked at acting that way before. I'd never looked at scripts that way before because I'd come from a whole different way of teaching for years and years, and it just opened my eyes to a whole new way of how you can make a character so much more believable and how you can become that character, because even just down to the smallest things, the smallest facial expression or doing the smallest inflection on a word, even if it's the word the or the word and, it can change so much with context in a line. And that was one of the lessons. That was the first time I had my first big, my mind was blown. I was like, yeah, I feel that's going to make me better in the future.
Okay, I couldn't help but notice that you said that you came from a different type of teaching. How did it differ?
So, in terms of college, when I took an acting course at college, and it's taught a lot for a curriculum and to get you certain grades, and it was great, and I did learn a lot there. But in terms of it was being a different way, it's more to get you to a certain point, to get a certain grade, and to help the curriculum. Whereas the way Christian does it is it's all about the character. It's all about you as the actor. It's not about you've got to do that so it's going to look good for the curriculum. You've got to do that so you become the character and you can make a believable performance for the audience and for yourself. So,
how has your understanding of a script or character changed since you started training?
So it's changed completely. Before I came here, I used to go through a script as you'd think you would, start to finish, read your own bits, and then worry about everything else later. But after being here for a while, I was taught that every script is conversation, but it's also a journey. And you never put where you're starting first if you're going for a sat nav. So read it from the end, figure out where you're going, and then you fill the bits in between. It's
Okay, so it sounds like you are interpreting and adding your bit to it as well. Is that correct?
it's mainly what Christian's taught us, but it's a lot more self-involved. Like, you need to relate and understand the character in the script if you want to make anything believable.
Okay, so you have to understand the character rather than just relay the lines convincingly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like no one would believe it if you were just reading lines. It has to come from like somewhere within. You need to fully embody the character and make it your own.
Can you describe the difference between performing to an audience in a room versus performing in front of a camera?
Ooh. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm quite lucky in that I've mostly done a lot of theatre stuff. It's kind of my introduction to acting, and it's, you know, there's like a level of preparedness. I mean, you should have for both, but, you know, there's a sort of commitment that you have to have when you're doing it on a stage in front of like people who are watching you, because it's, you know, curtain goes up, that's it. You have to be on everything, and you have to really be in the character for like, not just like when you're on the stage, but when you're off the stage as well. You have to just be locked in for like 2-3 hours, something like that, and really, you know, kind of, what's the best way to put it? Like you just need to feed off the energy in the room, I feel like, you know, because it's so easy to get caught up in the crowd and the person in front of you, and it's a different level of focus. Whereas when you're kind of doing stuff on camera, there's these pauses and, you know, there's moving around, and it's very easy to get taken out of the thing, because you probably will be. And I find it's slightly more, because I've not done it very often. I've only done a couple of things on camera, but it's...
Which one would you say would be easier? Because when you said you feed off the crowd, the camera doesn't really give you much feedback, does it?
No. I mean, I think theatre feels so much more organic, you know? You're on the stage, like you can, sure there's a crowd, but you can envision the space with way more ease. Whereas when you've got a camera in your face, you know, it's something that you have to actively ignore. And it's in your way, as like in the space you're trying to embody, that's not supposed to be there. Whereas with theatre, the crowd is around you, but you can kind of let that just bleed away into nothingness, you know? Whereas the camera's there, so you have to learn to really just be zoned in to just almost like see a different reality, you know? Which is, I'd say that's like the main difference, you know? It's really like learning to ignore this kind of make whatever you're filming, that is the reality you exist in. This camera is almost like a reality TV show camera, you know? It's not there, you know? But
a few words from the founder, Christian le Fuevre. What is the single most common mistake that you see actors make?
They vomit lines they've learned. They know they have to learn the lines, that's fine, but that's all they do, is they just vomit lines they've learned. There's nothing behind them. There's nothing behind the words. They don't understand what they're saying, really. They're just vomiting lines they learned. That's the main problem. Okay, so you feel that they've just read it word for word and they haven't put any soul or personality behind it? Yeah, they haven't. What they haven't done, and which is the most important thing to do, they haven't separated actor from character. They know they're an actor who's learning lines to play a role. Wrong, absolutely the wrong way to do it. You've got to forget the actor. Actor, go home. There is no casting director in the world who is looking for an actor to play the role they want. Let's say hypothetically James Bond. There is no casting director in the world who is looking for an actor to play James Bond. They're looking for James Bond. The fact they've got to get an actor into playing is because he doesn't exist.
I see.
The actors have to make him exist. So don't vomit lines you've learned, because that's just the actor talking. Be the character. Let them talk.
Understand. Okay, so they basically get that script and reinvent the whole character, or basically create a character from the actual script that they envision in their head.
They have to. They have. If you're going up for a role for anything, well, I'll use James Bond again, but if you're going up for a role for James Bond, don't think about who you are, think about who he is. How would he talk? How would he approach the situation? How would he react to the baddies talking to him? How would he react to the girl? How would all that? That's where the emotion comes from. So many actors get it the wrong way round. They're reading a script and they'll see the words "he said" angrily, so they think I've got to be angry, and they'll try and find the emotion to say the words. No, if you're saying the words properly as the character, the emotion will come because it's there.
Can you walk me through your process of directing a scene from the first read through all the way to the final performance?
No, because I'll give you too many secrets away. I'm not an award-winning director and drama tutor and nothing. Again, it's like I said, you've got that. It's a difficult one to explain. So many directors haven't. I mean, I've directed. I'm an award-winning director. I got a Best Director award for my last short film. A director knows what he wants to see, but he's not the most important person on set.
Really?
No.
Really?
Absolutely.
First AD?
No.
No?
No.
Actors?
No.
You've got to give.
Everyone.
Ah, yes.
Because if it wasn't for the director, you wouldn't have a film. If it wasn't for the actors, obviously, you wouldn't have a film. If it wasn't for the cameraman, you wouldn't have a film. If it wasn't for the sound recorders, nobody would hear anybody in the film that isn't there anyway.
Understood, yeah.
So everybody is just as important as everybody else. I've directed a lot of stuff, a lot of theatre, more theatre than film, but I've directed a lot of stuff. And I took my direction ideas and mantle from the greatest director who's ever lived, Alfred Hitchcock. And he was always saying, and this is very true, an actor went up to him and said, Hitch, well, aren't you going to direct me? Well, what, he said, I shouldn't have to. You're the actor, you should know your job. You should know what you're doing. If I have to direct you, that's telling you you don't know what you're doing. And it's also, I add to that with what I was saying before about how if an actor is asking the director, well, what should I be doing? Where do you want me? What should I be doing? That's the actor. No, we want the character. The character knows what he's doing. It's his life. You're filming. A film is a section of somebody's life. It didn't, the very first moment of his life doesn't start at the very first shot, and the last moment of his life doesn't end at the very last end of the shot of the film. So a lot's come before, a lot's come after. So you're taking a portion out of somebody's life. Be that person. And the director, so that person should know what they're doing. So a director should, yes, guide them, explain where the camera's going to be and what he wants the shot to look like, etc. But the actor should know what they're doing.
What should a director never say to an actor on set?
You were good. No. Well, they should never say, when the director says cut or, hang on a minute, because I don't know the word cut, but hang on, okay, stop that. They should, when you're going back to it, or if they reset the cameras or change the cameras or something, what they should never say is, okay, let's do it again, because again means you've done it before. So, because an actor should always, like I said, be out the room. It shouldn't have nothing to do with the actor at all. The actor it's the character they're talking to. The character never done it before, because like I said, it's part of their life which they're living at that moment. So a director should never say, okay, let's do it again, because that implies they've lived it before.
Okay, I also kind of get the impression as well that if someone says to me, let's do it again, that means I didn't do it correctly the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you address?
You can say, okay, I mean, if they've done the scene, and I like to do a few takes, obviously, because every take is different. Too many actors think when a director says, okay, let's
go again, because most of them do say that. I go, let's go again. They've got to get it exactly the same, and they've got to do everything exactly. No, be natural. Do it. The only thing that has got to be the same is if you scratch your nose on the word the. Make sure you scratch your nose on the word the next time round. But other than that, you will never ever do it. You should never ever do it the same, because if it comes across exactly the same, it's too robotic. It's like if you sign your signature, never ever will you sign your signature the same way twice.
Really?
No, ever. If you signed it exactly the same twice, it's rehearsed. It's fake, because you've rehearsed too many times. You sign your signature 5 times and look at it, none of them will ever be absolutely identical. They might look the same, similar, but they'll never be identical.
Do you know what? This is great. I'm going to sign my signature. I've got loads of loops in mine, so I'm going to make some real flamboyant loops. And then...
No, you don't have to. Just do it naturally, and you will notice they will never ever be the same. I was taught that when I worked at my father's shop, because obviously back in the day, because I'm 180, back in the day we used to do checks and things like that. And if they had a check and the card to match their signature, police officer said if it's absolutely identical, it's a fake. Because they practice too hard. And it's the same with actors. If actors practice too hard, it's never real.
You're an award-winning director. I heard you had quite the production team at certain Solid Foods Media, if I may recall. Can you tell us what made you write that film and how you got started with it?
Well, to be fair, I'd written a feature, which took me about 4.5 years to write. And I thought, oh, I'm quite liking this. And I showed it to certain people and they were all like, oh, you've got to get this made. But I realised that I haven't got any money. So it's really difficult to do that. And then I like twists in films. I like watching films with twists. And just suddenly this twist came into my head about how... Because I think I watched The Godfather, and which I love. I think it's one of the greatest films ever made. But I thought, oh, what if... So I thought about a twist in that kind of ilk of that huge, powerful crime boss who thinks he's just got the power over everybody and works for everybody, but then there's a sudden twist to the power and how he goes about resolving it. And so I just started writing the twist before I started writing the film. So I made sure that the twist worked. How would the twist work? What would the clues to the twist be that I didn't want to give away? So I included them, and then I just based the film on that. And then once I'd written that one, I thought, oh, I've got to get that made. And I knew some people who do crew, Soul Fusion Media, and I thought I'll chuck it their way and see what they think, and they were all above it. So yeah, we got it made and it won awards. It won Best Short Film at a film festival in Manchester, and I won Best Director from another film festival. So yeah, which added to my awards for Marvel Academy, which I'm very, very pleased about. Best Drama School of the year.
They're stacking up, aren't they?
Yeah, I've won 2 so far. Best, I say so far because I'm keen to. But I've won Best Drama School. Manchester and North West Best Drama School of the Year 2025-26. There are thousands of drama schools around, so I'm really chuffed that that's happened.
Yeah, good. Do you have a kind of curriculum with your acting school, maybe advanced or beginners?
No. I personally don't believe in that. Schools and universities teach to a curriculum because they're teaching to a grade. They're teaching to a graduation. They're teaching to an exam. They're not teaching to when you get out there to get jobs. And that's the difference. I teach
for the real world. I teach what you're going to need to know when you get out there. Audition prep, how to walk into an audition room, what's the best way to, do an audition, what's the best way to look at a script, what's the best way to, rather than, okay, it's January, we're going to do Shakespeare now, and we're going to do, and all the, which and you're going to have to do this because in your exam they will talk about, how Hamlet does this and all that. You've got to know that. No, you don't need to know that when you're out there. You need to know how to put across an audition that's going to win you the role.
So what's your feelings about upcoming filmmakers that have difficulty affording the budget to be able to afford actors, about them using their friends, their neighbours, or would you advise them to save as much as you can and actually buy a bona fide actor at a certain level?
Okay, this is a very, very difficult and quite a contentious subject when it comes to filmmakers and actors and things like that. So many actors, if you go on social media pages and things like that, and you see actors whinging and moaning, oh, you wouldn't get a painter in to paint your house without paying him, so why are you getting actors in to act without paying them, and blah 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 and all this, which is, there's a point, yes, there's a point there, but don't turn down jobs, even if it's unpaid, because you get experience. That's payment.
What is a pet peeve of yours, how other directors act and treat in regards to their actors?
Pet peeve about how directors treat actors. I think that's it. They treat them as actors when they shouldn't be. Like I said, but the actor should be gone, not even interested. It should be the character that the director is interested in, and also the story. Pet peeves about some directors are they don't give the actor the opportunity or the chance, but certainly the opportunity to make the character real, make it their own. It's no, you've got to do this, and you've got to say this, and you've got. Quentin Tarantino has openly admitted that what he writes, the actors have to say. Why? If the line is something like, I hope you don't go and kill my father. If the character is like, please, I really hope you don't go and murder my dad, or something like that. Why? But if that sounds more natural, why aren't you allowed to say that? Why do you have to say, well, you've got to let the actor, or you've got to let the character be the character and say what they. Too many directors are so rigid about what they do. That's why, like I mentioned about Alfred Hitchcock, actors have gone up to him and say, well, what do you want me to do? He's like, you should know what you're doing. It's your job. So there we are. I'm Christian le Fuevre. I'm here at Marble Academy for drama. I also, part of the Marble umbrella is the management. I'm also an agent. So if you're looking for classes, get in touch. If you're looking for an agent, get in touch. And all the details are on the website, www.marbleacademy.co.uk. Look forward to hearing from you.
Well, there we have it. A sneak peek behind the scenes of an award-winning acting school by an award-winning director. This man is meticulous in his art. I have quite a close relationship with Christian, as he is a frequent client of mine, in that he came to Solar Foods Media to produce a film. So we happily said yes after seeing the script and agreeing that it was indeed amazing. So obviously Solar Foods Media are a complete package with all the filming gear, with all the facilities for pre-production, acquisition and post-production. So in this role I played cinematographer and did all the editing and colour grading in post. And obviously that film went on to win 2 awards, Best Director and Best Film. So I suppose that's a testament to how good both Solar Foods Media and Marble Academy management are. But you want to stay subscribed, as we're going into production on his latest film, Hotel Rent. And I'm going to share every aspect of the production of this film, from script and storyboard to acquisition and post-production. So make sure that you subscribe, and I cannot stress to you enough how educational this is going to be. Everything that you need to know about shooting a short film. Thanks very much for tuning in. Peace. Yep.